Barstool and Tassadar just finished their beers. They got their faces painted. Can one of the last Protoss is left take on a Protoss Slayer? Let's find out. After this great graphic from our sponsors. So in the bottom left, the Protoss Hope. Give it up for... I forgot I'm not at the live event. I was like, make some noise for, and then I'm like, oh, this is being streamed on the internet.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
I did say that, yeah. Got to say different things at a live event than if you're in a recording studio. In the upper left, the Protoss Slayer. Will he be taken out this time, which would be a huge upset from a team with the best Protosses in the world. His ID.
And his sponsor, jjakji.
Sound like he was choking.
Jjakji.
I actually wonder what jjakji means. I might have to ask.
It is a word. Somebody told me. It is a word, Artosis.
Yeah, it's a word, Tasus.
It is. Look, it's us.
Oh
It's us as
God.
Protosses. It's a little Artosis.
Look at that.
Playing StarCraft 3 or 4.
Probably 3, 4.
Probably 3. It's a Blizzard game. It won't be out for a long time.
Yeah.
So 32% voted for Killer. Now, this is weird. It's only 17 voted for jjakji. I wonder if our audience was aware of how strong of a player he is. Oh, my God. How did they find
That's
those?
actually what
How did
he
they
looks
find
like.
those not Photoshop pictures of him?
Songo actually used to be into sports. He was actually, was it judo? It might have been judo. that
Really?
He was into, yeah. I forget. You told me a long time ago. And I was like, I don't care. Shut up. All right, so we are seeing Nexus first here, and that's going to be, for any Protoss games you see here against Terran, that's going to be a completely standard, to the point where eventually Terrans will start blind countering it by making double proxy racks in the center. Like, that is how important. Like, this map is just make a Nexus first. Like, there's no way, unless they double proxy in the center, that they're going to stop it. So, good choice by Killer.
And, you know, the reasoning for that, guys, is that basically you're so far apart. How on earth is he going to get to you in time? And that's one of the main factors for how you should decide how to open up a map is what is the distance between me and my opponent. That's one of the reasons why we got rid of Steps of War.
It was
you're just too close.
You could not
expand.
The Terrans were just completely dominating there. Zergs could not possibly ever win in this day and age. Never see a Zerg win on that map.
And a PvT is just like 2 guys, 1 base until somebody runs out of money.
So, well, we're going to have to see exactly what type of strategies guys are going to go for. jjakji going up to a 3rd racks already without any gas. I wonder if he's going to just go very middle of the road. This is actually, guys, pay attention to jjakji here. I do think he's going to put on a great game right now. I can't even tell you enough. Like, this is something we've seen a lot in StarCraft 1, and we will see it in StarCraft 2 as well, as teams become more divided by which races are good, because that's how it happens. You get someone that really, really gets a race, right, on a team, and they help the rest of the team players of the same race get better, and then that team gets really known for having a specific race. Like in StarCraft 1, you know, we had several Terran teams, several Protoss teams, and several Zerg teams, where it was really based around those players and their understanding, making the other players better at that, and then everyone's matchup against that race would get really good.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say that you have the Easter team. They were very Terran-centric, but all their players were very good against Terran as well because they had so many good Terran players. That's what jjakji is here. He comes from a Protoss-centric team. He gets to learn how to play against Protoss very well because of that. So it's very good to learn from a player like jjakji.
We even experienced that, you and I did in StarCraft 1. We were on Medium.
Medium was a Terran team.
My PvT was so good.
No, absolutely.
When I was on that team.
We had the best Terrans and the best Terran killers.
Yeah.
Give anyone a Zerg, though, man. And,
oh, no, we all die.
yeah, it's really interesting the way that ends up working out. So, Killer getting a pretty quick robo for Observer. We see he's getting double gas at his expansion as well. A ton of gas going up for him. And, in fact, he's going to go right up to Colossus. Can't say anything necessarily bad about that.
Is he supply blocked? Oh, he was for a second ago.
Yeah, he was just for a second there. But yeah, getting that quick observer, very smart. No other way to really scout.
Great, double forge. This is the way to play PvT.
Oh yeah, this
2 forges.
And guys, we didn't actually tell anyone. The patch has not come out in the Korean server yet.
Oh,
the
yeah.
new patch. So even though he's going double forge, that's not because of the patch. The patch is not live here. It's live on every other server. That's probably just, I would not be surprised if it comes up in the next couple days, maybe this weekend, so that it didn't interfere with groups and stuff in GSL. So, anyways, the double forge, an awesome, awesome, awesome build. The fact that he can go Nexus first into Colossus and double forge, this is an unbelievably good opening for Song. Oh, beautiful runaway on that Observer. In fact, out of the corner of my eye, I saw the TSL head coach pump his fist because not losing that Observer, yeah, he actually did. Not losing that Observer is actually this huge moment because he's using so much gas on the rest of his tech. Just keeping an Observer alive. There's robo time, there's gas, there's everything. It's awesome.
You lose that one Observer. The question is, do I stop making Colossi? Because I might have to get another Observer. Do I just play in the dark? Do I send probes out on the map and try to spot for stuff?
Yeah, exactly. So the first Colossi going to pop out. This army never going to do anything in a million years. Killer has 2 sentries. He has enough for 4 force fields, almost 5 right now.
I think he just wants to make sure there's not another base being taken at the bottom.
Exactly, and he's going to run away knowing that there's no possibility. All you can do is lose those units. In the meantime, Killer, well, we see actually jjakji.
Misplaced.
Oops.
That is ugly.
Well, looks like he's just going to go into that third base and get his Vikings going. In the meantime, Killer going to take his third base and get his Twilight Council so that he can go ahead and get his 2-2 upgrades.
Okay. So 2 more gateways coming here. Sorry, go ahead, Artosis.
It looks like what we're going to see here, Tasteless, is both players getting superb unit combinations and huge armies. This is maps like this, oftentimes this is what happens. Both players are going to be like, oh, God, it's so far that we both have to max. We both have to take a lot of bases, get all the best units, and max out because, there's just no way to really get offensive. We'll see some drops attempted, stuff like that, but, nothing's going to happen for a bit. So we're going to see Terran and Protoss both get these insane compositions with huge armies, and then it's going to come down to, okay, do you both have the right compositions? How well are you both going to control it? And
Nice. 2 cannons there.
jjakji turning around immediately.
And it's actually fine to get those 2 cannons in this case. The drops are one of the only ways, if you're even on 2 base, you could still lose stuff. It's funny, you wouldn't think it would make such a big difference, but even if they drop and kill a pylon, that actually screws up a lot of stuff. Suddenly you can't make units for, 45 seconds or so.
Well, we have Charge on the way, the 2-2 still going. More Colossi as well. In fact, he already has 2 Colossi, and that's his third. I'll be really interested to see if Song-Ho goes over 3 Colossi. 3 Colossi is a great number. You get 3, and then you switch into High Templars and Charge Zealots and Archons and that sort. And that makes it so that it's very difficult to ever have the right number of Vikings. You get 4, 5, 6. Your opponent can make like a trillion Vikings, just slaughter them off and laugh at you. But 3, it's just a great number for transitioning. And
well, they're all going to one-shot Marines and stuff like that too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. There's so many reasons why 3 Colossus is one of the best numbers to get in the mid game. Late game, hell man, sometimes you're going to have 6.
Well, sometimes you're on this scale going back and forth between
Colossi
and then you'll kill other Vikings. You say, okay, switch back into Colossi real quick here. Even make a second Robo.
That'll
see if I can throw them off kilter.
Yeah. That dictates it quite often. Tastes is a good point. It dictates what your opponent, what he's going to do exactly, how many Vikings you actually lose during a battle. But he is getting that 4th Colossi right now. He's decided, okay, my economy is so insane, I'm just going to go Colossi non-stop. And that means that he's going to have to, he's actually, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, he still has 5 Stalkers. I was a little bit nervous there. I'm like, are you pulling a Hong on Prime on me, Killer? Are you making nothing but Colossi and Zealots?
And then he'll win, and I'm like, how?
Why? Yeah. Anyways, he's going to make a ton of these. He's getting 3-3 upgrades. He's going to be taking a 4th base pretty quickly here. jjakji's going to have to take a 4th pretty soon as well.
jjakji, you know what I like about this, Artosis? He's keeping up with upgrades against the Protoss.
Absolutely, you're right.
And that's so smart because a lot of Terrans have not been doing this. They'll have like 1 eBay, they'll be upgrading attack.
It's actually...
But just match the Protoss, then what is he going to do? He's going to be back to square one.
Tasteless, do you remember in StarCraft 1, if you saw your opponent Well, actually, this is like a TVZ question, so this might not
No,
work
go
for
ahead.
you, but you might get it. You casted a lot of it. If you saw your opponent as a Zerg or a Terran with double upgrades going, what was the counter to that?
If the Terran's going double upgrades?
Or the Zerg is, either side. There's a counter that you had to do in StarCraft 1.
Let me think for a minute. This is actually a good question. They're just going bio, siege tank.
Yeah, just normal unit compositions.
Let me think here. Hold on.
All right.
Hold on.
Little quiz question
Don't
for Tasteless.
tell me. I want to think for a
No,
minute
of
because I
course,
was a
go right
Protoss player. So.
No, I know. This is actually a hard one for you.
Um,
This is a very specific kind of funny little thing that is the case.
Is it? I want to guess it's something weird like you either attack up really fast or get armor or something. I have no idea.
It is specifically if you scouted because you get one upgrade building early on always.
Right.
And then if you scout a little bit later on that they
expand?
had two already, no, you'd get your second right away. Because if they get far ahead of you in upgrades at all, you would lose the game. So you just...
Oh, it's like actually just a very simple answer.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
I thought it was like something
It's
more
funny
to
because
this.
then you'd say, oh, well, why don't they both just start with that? Well, you can't.
Yeah.
It's just how quickly are you going to cut corners to get the second one going?
Okay, we got a DT over here.
Yeah. So
And taking out some SCVs. This is going to be a planetary.
this is actually a great DT so far. Bringing the whole army up. We're going to see a scan, no doubt. And,
jjakji not even evacuating his SCVs.
looks like 4 or 5 SCVs killed there. Killer does have pylons all over the place right now in the top right, just waiting to see any expansions that may pop up. And that is a great thing to be doing.
Actually, whenever I do this, when I put pylons elsewhere on the map, I put them in the place where the command center would want to land. Just because I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone that way.
Yeah.
If he floats his orbital over there, he'll just see, oh, I can't actually land there, and then I can warp stuff in.
Well, right now, both players right around maxed out. Some unit counts for y'all. Well, first off, upgrade counts. Almost +3 attack for jjakji. A little bit further behind us, +3 armor. 3-3 for Killer already, starting plasma shield.
Oh,
and
run,
my God.
run.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no! Why are the stalkers in the front?
Well, he's trying to target down these Vikings as quick as he can. He has a lot of Colossi, but they're getting taken out
As far as
so
I can
quickly.
tell, everything underneath those medevacs is melting. The Protoss' army.
And now Killer is going to be in a little bit of trouble. He has to walk back a little bit. Let's get back to the rest of his units. He does have Psystorm. And here we go. Psystorm just in the nick of time.
Nice.
Just in the nick of time. Seriously, that was like, oh man. Stressful moments for Killer, no doubt about that.
I think this is going to be a pretty long, dramatic game, Artosis.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
absolutely.
into.
The only thing we have to watch out for is Killer overextending armies. Because with Protoss, if you actually lose your whole army a couple times, like that army loss was always going to occur. He got so many Colossi, his Psystorms were a little bit later.
Well, it's somewhat of a trade.
Yeah, you want the Psystorm Colossi combo as quickly as possible. You can Psystorm Vikings when that happens, which really helps your Stalkers take them out quicker, etc., etc. But anyways, that was... After that, he's actually going 2 Robo Colossi. I like that. I love switching into that.
A little bit of targeting down here on the Nexus. The Zealots will chase him out. And this is a tough situation because I think neither player can really kill the other guy.
Yeah, and in fact, Killer has made cannons in the middle of the map. He's got like 5 there now.
You might as well, right? I mean, if he gets maxed
absolutely.
out, I mean, you can make as many cannons as you want in the game.
Yeah. jjakji, in the meantime, is getting a lot more ghosts. He's actually going up to over 10 ghosts. He's about to have 11. And plenty of Vikings getting... He's already got +2 Viking attack. That's so smart. Killer's even getting +2 plasma shields. This map is so cool that we're actually seeing a game like this. Just amazing upgrades for both players. They both can get whatever unit combinations that they actually want. They have the sickest upgrades in the world. And very smart jjakji is actually getting Cloak right now for his ghosts.
Okay, here we go. Stimming one Marine to just check. He sees the cannons. He may think twice with that many cannons there and that army.
A lot of ghosts, Tasteless. A lot of ghosts.
Oh my God!
And he feedbacks some of them, but
Oh my God! Sickest EMPs.
That is a lot of EMP right there, Tasteless. Warping in as many more Zealots as he possibly can. Does have those Archons still, but they're very low on health, and they're going to disappear. This is pretty hard for Killer right now. Does have another Colossus pop out, but still there's a good number of Vikings. Killer just trying to stay alive right now.
Again, this is one of these moments where it's much more of a trade scenario.
jjakji, very good play by jjakji. He's doing great trades.
You know, on a map that's this big, you might want to start going for nukes. It'd be pretty hard to figure out like where a nuke is.
Well, he's getting cloak, and I think that's another great way to do it as well. You know, Killer is good enough to be getting cannons around right now, because that's going to actually help against ghosts like cloaking and just walking in. But he's going to have to get observer speed as well, so I'm a little bit nervous for him at the moment. He does not...
Oh, I think we have a drop in the center right, or the lower right, excuse me. All right.
But DT plus cannon cleans that up.
I think it's actually time for Killer to move out on the map.
Well, it looks like
he's got enough stuff.
He's
and
listening to
it's very medevac heavy. Actually, excuse me, I thought those Vikings were also medevacs. Excuse me, it's actually very good composition then for jjakji.
+2 plasma shields are out for Killer. He has 5 bosses in that main army. Forces a lot of Vikings out of jjakji. I love the constant fishing around with the Vikings. Just flying them near, trying to find a place to hit Colossi with. It's really nice.
Nice. He's putting cannons over on the upper right side of the map. Just a little something to protect that pylon and let you warp in units. The Terran, I think actually, if I can make a prediction, I think it's the longer this game goes on, the harder it's going to be for Terran.
Oh, yeah.
I really think that.
Well, he's actually starting to send SCVs down.
He's sacking SCVs to give up supply, guys.
Yeah, he's going to want to use more and more mules, get a bigger army. And in fact, wait a minute, he doesn't even have a lot of orbitals. I'm looking around. He actually just wants a bigger army. That's all he's doing it for. In fact, he's only got 49 SCVs mining. And it's like very slim where his mining is.
I think the big problem for Terran is going to be where's he going to expand next. I think actually Killer might actually be fine. All right, here we go.
This is a
bold
nice
move.
Drop on the right-hand side of the map as well. Looks like one of his next eye will be taken out. And yeah, this is a very bold move, as you've said, Tasis. Right now,
look, he's spreading out his Templars. Ooh. He's got a very nice Templar spread here. Oh.
And a good storm on those Vikings. A beautiful storm on the main part of the army. Everything trying to target down these Vikings as best as possible.
I think Killer might be a little bit too spread out.
He might. He
did take out the orbital there.
The Vikings do take everything out, but does he have enough?
Actually, he has enough.
Those Archons very low on health. Can jjakji actually? It looks like he might be able to.
He's got it.
This is the closest battle ever.
Well, here's the thing. He took out that orbital over there, too, so it's going to be less mules dropped.
Killer, beautiful play, though, blinking in, killing off the medevacs, and he barely does win that battle. Now Killer needs to go home. He killed off all the Vikings and all the medevacs. I have sick nerd chills because right now what he has to do is just get a huge amount of Colossus out.
Yep.
And that is going to be almost impossible for jjakji to come back from because he only has 2 starports.
Yeah,
he only has 2.
I think the focal point from here on out is going to be the upper right part of the map.
Dude.
Which is now actually being lifted, excuse me, because a Zealot went over there. We didn't get a shot of it, but that's what happened. Yeah, it looks like Killer should win this game.
jjakji's in a lot of trouble, Tasteless. He's been focusing on army instead of economy, and after Killer just won that battle like that with all those Psystorms and Colossus swipes and targeting down all the flying units, that was just so beautifully done.
You know, I think he's used to just killing the Protoss. Oh, sick feedbacks everywhere. Now those are just flying paperweights.
And look at that beautiful Psystorms all around. GG. Killer looking absolutely fantastic in that PVT.
Staying true to his name.
Yeah, jjakji looked great as well. Wow. That was just I actually am getting nerd chills all over my body right now.
I am so impressed with the way he handled
beautiful
it.
game.
He just wore the Terran out.
Yeah.
Terran, it's hard for Terran to be spread out, even with the planetaries. On a map like that, because Protoss can just warp stuff in anywhere. Planetaries, that might keep the planetary alive, but it won't protect the SCVs. So the fact that he just kept spreading out, he just let the Terran, build up an army and attack into him. He mixed cannons and stuff like that. It was beautiful, and ultimately he wore jjakji down. jjakji did not invest in, how long was that game? Like a 25? It felt like a 25-minute game.
Yeah, you might
it was
right.
well over 20 minutes, it felt like. So he didn't invest in a game that was going to be that long.
Felt like the blink of an eye for me. It was so awesome.
Well, I loved casting that game.
That was
cool.
That was just greatly done, man. I mean, you have to find a way to get up to Psystorm High Templar with great upgrades. I said Psystorm High Templar. I mean, High Templar Colossus or Psystorm Colossus, whatever you want to call it. But that's the unit combination that you're going to need to take everything out quick enough that you don't die. Beautifully done by Killer, really showing us a great PVT on that map. We're going to see a lot of PVTs that do look like that on that map.
Well, it's interesting to see when you get a map that's that huge, the way that Protoss can play, and then Protoss can kind of take advantage of this fact that they can be everywhere at once. Terran, sure they can drop, sure they have Reapers and stuff like that, but generally, as the game gets late, they have a giant ball, with Marines and Marauders, Ghost with EMP. Handle it beautifully. So we'll be back in 5 minutes, so I'll see you soon here at the GSL Code S.